Okay, welcome everybody out to our essential oil online class tonight. Essential oil spotlight for tonight is Siberian fir. We had originally scheduled white fir. Siberian fir is a new essential oil. It's actually going to take the place of white fir in essential doTERRA's lineup. And so Siberian fir, it's a wonderful oil, and we're going to talk about all the goods about it.
Goods and goods.
Yeah, so here's Jay.
Hi guys, thanks again. Do you guys, those who have experienced Siberian fir, do you want to share some of your experiences with us? We only had it for less than 3 weeks, so I know it's new, but I've been using it nearly every day so I can get some experiences. Actually drink it. Rub it on and mix it with different oils.
And for those of you who have had white fir in the past, this has a lot of similar qualities, and we're going to talk about that I saw today. So, But for Siberian fir, anybody have any experiences that they'd like to share?
I think everybody here except for Michelle has Siberian fir.
I've used it for my neck so far. That's what I used to use white fir for, my joints. But I was kind of afraid at first when they said that we were getting rid of it. And then I was like, well, let's make friends with it. So I took it out, and then I immediately put it on my neck. I was like, oh, okay, it's better. It's the same, it's great. So yeah, I like it. And really, if you held your eyes shut, you wouldn't know which one you were smelling. They smell pretty similar. So, but yeah, I have used it for a skin issue before as well. So
awesome.
For our listeners and people who maybe weren't able to attend convention, so when Dr. Hill introduced Siberian fir, he did mention that we ran out of supply of white fir. So you probably noticed, maybe some of you, that you got to buy white fir and you can't. I think we tried the other day, and we put 6 in our cart. It wouldn't let us buy it. So yeah, there won't be any white fir, but Siberian fir is a really good replacement. In fact, it's better in many ways. So that's what we were talking about earlier about the white fir.
How about you, Debbie Gordon?
I could bathe in that Siberian fir. It smells really yummy. So I can attest to the last point you have there. I love the aroma of it. It puts a smile on my face just to smell it. So I love the aroma. But I really haven't used it for a lot of achy joints or muscles. But all the firs are good for the joints and muscles. So muscles and bones. And I love that you can take it internally. I'm really excited about that option.
Yay!
So I recommended it to somebody who had a really, really bad break after falling through the ceiling.
So Debbie was saying, just the last point on the chart. We know there are people that are just listening to it. It says encourages emotions of wisdom, optimism, and peacefulness. So it's really good emotional thing.
Yes, that's one of the main reasons why I used it. And oh boy, it's done a lot of shifting for me.
Anybody else want to tell us what Siberian fir is? Fir? What is it, fir?
Welcome, Linda.
Thank you.
Have you used Siberian fir?
Not yet.
Not yet. You haven't yet.
I know she has one. Okay.
All right, guys, let's just get started in here. The more we use it, the more stories we have. And I've had lots of people tell me that they really appreciate the stories that people share. They like to hear their anecdotal notes and things that we could, accumulate and stuff. So information is great, but they like to hear stories.
Yeah, so for those of you who are joining us tonight, don't hold back. Share your stories and your wisdom.
And they would listen to our calls, and they, they will copy the stories. Okay, reapply that into their lives. So just amazing. Siberian Fir has blown me away this week. It's great for joints and muscle support, of course, and we call that lots of different things medically, but anything to do with your joints and any sort of inflammatory concern there, it will help with that. Respiratory problems, it'll help us open airways, clear airways. It helps with dryness in there, bone support. And this is so interesting. It helps our body absorb more nutrients for the bones. So that's super cool. When I read about what it can do for bones, I thought, oh, not only can it help with, your joints and your muscles, but it goes even deeper. What an amazing oil. Of course, gut and organ health. And this is the very first time we can take a fir oil internally. So that's exciting. So I drank this for a couple of days this week, and it's yummy actually. And it does do a lot of good cleaning. So guys, if you drink essential oils, don't be afraid, okay? Because I have had a lot of people say, well, look at this research, look at this research. If it's not doTERRA, then I understand why it can be that way. But, with the doTERRA oils, we're looking at very pure, very natural essential oils that don't have these chemicals and things that are dangerous to our bodies. Okay, it's not going to puncture any holes in your organs or your skin. I've had a few people worry about that. I've drank oils for 7 years, and my kids have too. We still have our skin and body intact. It's really not that scary. So just a couple of drops maybe, and try that, and you'll see what I mean, okay? And for those people that are new and they're drinking essential oils and they find that maybe their urine is kind of smelly and, they've got more bowel movements, don't be concerned, alarmed. Just keep drinking water, keep adding a few drops of oils, and then you'll find that your urine will clear up and it will smell nicer over time, because it's trying to clean out your kidneys and your bladder and things that have been stored there in the past, and it's just flushing it out, okay? So had some really good experiences with people, and they come back and tell me how kidney stones and things have started flushing out and just really nice and clean now. Okay. Yeah. So Stacey said to just.
Stacey's tried some. I'm gonna try some too.
Yeah,
let's all try some Siberian
so
Fir in our
yummy.
water.
And it's been one of those oils that make me want to cry all week. So it's really interesting what it can do. Skin support.
It tastes like chocolate.
Oh.
Okay. That would get everybody want to taste it now.
It's piney. Pine.
It is.
It's yummy, but it's a little bit sweet. So pine mixed with a little bit of lemon or lime in there. It's sort of that smell. I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but that's how it smells for me. Wonderful for cellular health and immune boosting. So good to use to help your cells rejuvenate again. So it's encouraging that normal function of your cells. Our cells, when it is filled with toxins, when the receptors on the outside of the cells are blocked, it doesn't communicate with our body, with our other cells properly. And that's when we have breakdown of communication. So your body doesn't produce the chemicals it needs, the hormones it needs. It doesn't communicate well, so things break down. So what we want to do is constantly keep our cells healthy and clean, because healthy cells create healthy tissues create healthy organs, and if you are made up of healthy organs, you are healthy too. And we want to encourage people to understand health in that way, okay, instead of saying, hey, I have this one problem, what else do I do to fix it? So it's not like that problem goes away by itself just magically. It's actually the cells cleaning up and the cells communicating again, and here you are with the cells functioning and doing its job properly, okay? So if your cells are very sick, it will repair, and if your cells are too sick, it will trigger destruction, right? So that's called apoptosis. And if it's healthy, the amazing thing about essential oils is that it's cell-selective. So it leaves those healthy cells alone, doesn't need to do anything about that. All right. And of course, the emotion is about wisdom, optimism, and peacefulness. And that has been so powerful for me all week. And I just been pondering and pondering over this oil. And I'll share with you what I discovered. But I just want to let everyone know that white fur is new to me, so I'm still learning. And Siberian fur, it's still new to me and still new to a lot of people in doTERRA. But it's been amazing. So this is just what I got from convention, okay, and from my experiences in the last couple of weeks. Okay, so the major constituent in Siberian fir is monoterpenes. Okay, and there's a lot of monoterpenes there, and that basically helps our body do a lot of cleansing. All right, so this is a comparison of Douglas fir, white fir, and Siberian fir, and so you can see on almost all the different chemical constituents, Siberian fir is more powerful than white fir in those areas. Okay, so I can't even say all those chemicals names.
Except like limonene, which you can get in other oils.
So
better for
the limonene you can get in the citrus oils, like grapefruit has 98% limonene. So if you're looking for limonene, which is a chemical that helps your white blood cells reproduce more, okay, and when that happens, it's it's protective of your cells. So it's basically helps with your body fighting cancer. Okay, so limonene is a wonderful chemical to have, but if you're looking for limonene, go to grapefruit. But white fir, Siberian fir has an amazing ability to do other things. Okay, so every oil has its own job, and you can use a combination. So now we know that we can drink Siberian fir. You can always add grapefruit and Siberian fir to that combo, and you have a nice fruit salad. Okay. Siberian fir mixes well with arbor vitae, cypress, Douglas fir. Okay, so if you have muscle aches and concerns, stiff joints and things, cypress, Douglas fir would be fantastic oils. Marjoram, frankincense, those are the oils that you can mix with. Don't be afraid of mixing oils. It's your intuition, your heart, your gut will tell you, when it's enough. Last week we learned from Debbie Gordon, she asked people until it feels right, so use it, drop it until you feel right about it. And so you think, that's enough, that's right now. And you will know, and you can keep practicing, and it's amazing. I think when I first started using oils, I didn't realize how intuitive I was until I started focusing on that ability, and I realized, hey, I'm not doing that bad. Okay, and everyone else, when I tell them to focus on that ability, they actually find that they do have that ability too. Okay, anyone want to say anything, add anything to this so far? Okay, so there's some charts for you, the listeners that listening to our podcast. You can go onto my website and just take a look at the comparison, the charts there. And it should give you some confidence that Siberian fir is a great substitute for the white fir. Okay. Did you guys catch where it's from?
Siberia? I don't know. I don't know if they said.
Like Douglas fir is not from Douglas. Yeah. Did anyone catch it from convention? I went back and I just didn't get it. So You might go to doTERRA.com and find out. All right. So I'll share with you what it can do for the body. Okay. So many amazing things. I had to kind of cut back and pick my favorite things. So for the body, of course, you already know, for aches and joint muscle pains, and I think it's really good to mix it with copaiba. Copaiba is another new oil that we have, and there's been a lot of amazing things that's happened with copaiba.
Native to Russia and Canada.
But it doesn't say exactly where did we get it from. No. Yeah. Okay, so have you guys mixed copaiba and Siberian fir before? It's great for all the muscles. We had a guy that we just rubbed that on the back, and by the end of our conversation, he was like, I feel that. Yeah, my friend Megan, she sent me a whole big list of all the experiences of copaiba so far, so it's amazing. Yeah. Anyone with questions or comments about that? That's super easy. And you can mix it with fractionated coconut oil to help the oil stay on your skin longer. Okay, if you're healthy, you might want to use the fractionated coconut oil and just a couple of drops of the oils on you. I've got a couple of friends that they say it works just as well diluted as it is straight. And Siberian fir is one of those oils that actually is very gentle on your skin, so it can go straight on. But when I put a little bit of fractionated coconut oil, it stays on the skin longer. It helps with penetration and absorption. Okay, so relaxing the whole body, kind of like what Debbie Gordon said, she's going to bathe in it because it just calms your central nervous system. All right, so if you want to, massage it on your spine, okay, and your neck. And that spine and neck will, the direction of your blood flow, it will carry the oils everywhere. Okay, so that's good for just whole body relaxation. Sometimes when you get into the stress mode, it's just hard to unwind. So these are one of those oils that you might want to try to help you reset. Okay. For circulation and cardiovascular support, apply on the veins, the muscles, and on your feet. Rub over the heart and heart reflex. So cardiovascular means blood pressure too, and circulation helps, with more circulation in your legs and your hands and your feet, so that the blood flows more, so it's not slow, and it will carry more nutrients. Okay, anytime we get more blood flow, we help our cells be nourished, okay, and have more oxygen. Okay, hope that makes sense. Cleansing and balancing. So 1 to 3 drops in a capsule daily. This is Dr. Hill. He suggests this in a capsule daily just to help our gut and our body cleanse. Like I said, we need to just keep cleaning. It's like a house. If you don't clean for a week, things build up. Imagine if we've had years of stuff that we haven't cleansed out. Okay, so a little bit every day will help things clean out. So it's great for cholesterol and liver cleansing. Okay, of course, it's great for the gut. So what happens when our gut is healthy, right? We eliminate a lot of fungus, and fungus causes a lot of inflammation. Can you see how it helps with the joints and muscles now too? Okay, we have inflammation around our body that causes, fungus that to travel all around our body causes inflammation, and so if we don't have these funguses that spread out around our body, then that inflammation problem is not as prevalent. Okay, so that will help you with energy. That's why people say with Siberian fir here, it helps with energy. Okay, Digestion and metabolism. Again, you can take 1 to 3 drops in a capsule daily to help with digestion and metabolism. There's a ton of oils that help with digestion and metabolism. This is just one of them, and you can make a combination, or if you don't have one, you have the other. Now you know that this is another option. Okay. A long time ago, I heard Lil Shepherd. She's one of the doTERRA, one of the first people that joined doTERRA. And she said that she was camping and one of her granddaughters got burnt, and she had white fur and she used it. So I think it's the same thing with Siberian fir. So if you have a skin concern, it'll help with the tissues. So you can put that right on. Okay, respiratory. If you mix it with rosemary, or eucalyptus, or cypress, or lime, it'll help with opening your airways, soothes the airways, and Dr. Hill said it helps with dry airways. Okay, so Siberian fir really will help open you up, get more oxygen inside. It just smells like a crisp forest, like an evergreen forest, doesn't it? Just smelling that smell, it just opens your mind and opens your head up. Yeah. Do you have the Siberian fir there, guys? If you have it, just smell it. It just brings you into a forest, kind of just very nice clarity about it. All right. For more tissue support, Melaleuca, cedarwood are those oils, or other flower oils. Flower oils have esters, and it's great for skin. So go ahead and make your combination. I've got my 12-year-old. She makes a different blend for herself nearly every other day, because she just goes through the oils and just grabs it and puts a little bit on, and she's like, smell me. And I thought, oh, that's a great blend. What's in there? And she's like, this and this and this and this. And I'm, oh, that's great. Love it. And it's just them being intuitive and using the oils, because they have a lot of chemical constituents and that they share. Okay, so they overlap in their ability. But it's always best to do a combination when you want to take care of an issue. So Debbie Gordon said that last week too, because it's just more bang, right? You get what you need out of it faster, because it comes at the situation from different angles. Okay. Okay, so immunity and urinary support. Remember how it's cleansing? So it cleanses our systems. So your bladder and your kidneys, so it's great for that. And of course, when you keep your things clean inside, it's less likely that our bodies will catch stuff. And it has more of an ability to fight infections and diseases and stuff. Okay, you can use it as a surface cleaner. So if you want a pine sol smell, it's one of those oils that you can use, like lime and Siberian fir. Okay, and now this is super important. This is hormone balancing for men and women. Okay, for men, we have not a lot of oils that we talk about balancing men's hormones, but this is one of those. Okay, so you can rub on the abdomen, the lower abdomen, and the ankles, and you can use it alone or along with other hormone balancing oils. So anything to do with the endocrine system is hormone balancing. When you're taking care of your health, think systems instead of that particular health problem, that particular health disease. Okay, so think systems. So if it's a hormone problem, it's an endocrine system. If it's like a gut problem, you've got all these disease names, think digestion, digestive. All right. What do you guys think? Is that helpful? Any questions or comments?
Oh, you're muted, Debbie.
Go ahead.
Right there. Excellent information. I just got a message from my neighbor who is asking about something for a lot of inflammation around the muscles and tissues of the lungs and the ribs. And so I'm like, get online right now. Join us online right now. We're talking about Siberian fir.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm so excited. I know that a lot of people would love Siberian fir. It's just the feel that you have. I don't know. I feel it in my heart. As soon as I smell it, I just feel this excitement in my heart already, just smelling it. So obviously I need that. But there's something about it. It's just powerful. Okay. And it's going to do a lot of good for people. Just considering how many chemical constituents there are in there and how much of it. So compared to the white fir. All right. Okay, let's go to the mind. Siberian fir is the oil of aging and perspective. Last week we talked on Friday to a lady named Lavonia, and I just felt like Siberian fir she represents that oil, or that oil kind of is what she's going through right now. So she's had a hard life, and now, she says she's come to the party late. And now she looks back with gratitude and with a perspective that not everyone has. Sometimes they have regret, and they have anger, bitterness, what a wasted life, and all these things that happened that I wish it didn't happen. She kind of overcame all that, and now it's like, I'm so grateful that I'm here and I can, live this life fully, and it's meant to be. All those things in the past, it's fine. And so come to terms with it. So that's having a really good perspective. So according to the essential oils, the Motion and Essential Oil book, the negative emotions that Siberian fir helps us shift out is grieving, loss, despairing, sad, regret, fretting over the past, and pining. Right? Those are great oils, because if we don't let these things go, we remain whatever age we were when these things happened. So you can be a teenage kid still, a 20-something-year-old still, even if you're, in your 60s or whatever. So I met quite a few people like that, and, shifting and letting things go, it helps them be who they are at this time, at this age, and be okay. Be okay that they've had that kind of life, and just, I think, mature and just reconciling. So the positive emotions that this oil will help you incorporate into your life as part of rewiring your brains and your body is comforted. Allowing yourself to be comforted, feeling forgiveness, having perspective, honest, wisdom, living in the present, optimistic, adaptable, and peaceful. So I don't know if you met that lady, Lavonia. I keep thinking about her because I think she's so awesome, because she's learned to forgive herself, and she said, that mask is gone. This is the real me. I'm real, and then she's just so adapting to whatever. So I've contacted her a few times since we talked last Friday, and I just feel full of life and optimism, and she adds to my spirit. And I really, just appreciate that, because I know sometimes when I talk to certain individuals, I feel like they take away from my energy, that this is a person that's just, taken, an awful life, turned it around, and just, adding to the world, and, it just inspires. So this oil helps people move into and accept maturity. It invites people to let go of past griefs, pains, regret, hurts, and other negative attachments. So anytime you find yourself saying, well, you know, I don't know if this is going to work or whatever, being negative or not optimistic, you know, saying, oh, in the past it hasn't worked, so why should it work in the future? Well, this oil invites you to let go, start a new chapter. You never know. Just try again and again. We're afraid of disappointments because it might be too painful. But when we realize that our heart is made very well, and it's made to break and mend and break and mend. So it's best that we stay optimistic and manifest positive things than to be negative, right? To protect that heart. But then we're not going to be able to manifest anything good if we stay in that space. Okay. So it helps us reconcile with life as we reassess our life again, and helps us with forgiveness. Okay. So it's a beautiful oil. It has a lot of meaning for me this week. You know, like my dad, he retired this week, and he looked back at his life and he's like, yeah, it was good. You guys are good. All you kids are good. The grandkids are awesome. And then I just was so teary just hearing him reflect, and then looking forward, he's like, it's going to be great. So he got his life back. He was in ICU and you know, had a hard time for a couple of weeks, but now he's home. Just this, it reminds me of how he's shifting in that way. So very happy. Anybody want to say anything? It's so quiet today. So then two things that I think is really cool about this, as far as the mind, is relaxing the mind and resting the mind, helping with feeling comforted, so you can inhale, diffuse it, and inhale often, and give yourself permission to be comforted and be honest and optimistic and peaceful. It's a choice. It's really a choice. So you can tell yourself today, I choose to be comforted. And over time, you will see that that's what your eyes look for. That's what your mind and your heart looks for. Sometimes we think, oh no, you know, this happened in the past, so no, I have to protect myself. But guess what? You're going to be attracting more of it because we're so fearful. So when we choose to be relaxed, maybe once in a while we get disappointed, but hey, that heart mends, and then you try again.
Can I say something about the relaxing? That reminds me of, you know, sometimes to manage stress, people recommend that you go through go for a walk in nature. And, you know, even the Japanese, they go out for nature walks. Yeah. They call it a forest bath, a Shinrin Yoku, where they go and they just walk in nature, and they smell the nature smells and everything. And no wonder, if you're walking in a pine forest and that's what it smells, that's one way to help like reset your autonomic nervous system, which is your fight or flight response system, to lower your blood pressure, you know, improve you know, your outlook in life. So that's what it reminds me of, that smell, walking through a pine forest. So yeah, it's a good way to relax. Take a forest bath without even going into a forest.
It does. It feels like that. You just diffuse it in your home, and everything is peaceful. Everything is nice, and yeah, it's good. So that's the mind. So guys, Siberian fir is plentiful, and it is quite inexpensive compared to the other oils. So go ahead and enjoy this one. So what is it, $20? I
think so.
Yeah, so pretty good deal for, you know, all the things it can do for you. Okay.
20 wholesale.
20 wholesale price. So super cool. Okay, so if you don't have anything to say, I'll just move on to the spirit.
And we realize this is a newer oil, and people are still building experiences.
It's perfect on the list. Yeah. So for me, this with the spirit side, it helps you let go of baggage, generational baggage. So for me, if I see people with some weight problems and they talk about their past and I look at their family members, I can really, really see the baggage, but it's them that needs to let go. And I don't want to be preachy to people, and I just say, hey, you might want to use this one and rub it on, feel it, smell it, eat it. And then it automatically helps them if they can allow themselves to use it often. It automatically helps them just let go of that baggage. People don't realize it, that they're doing it, but it's a natural thing, that because the oils are so positive. Okay, it actually different to white fir in that it raises the bar. For me, white fir is about generational healing. What's in the past, no longer allowing that past to hurt you. But Siberian fir takes it a step further, and it says, you do not leave garbage for your children either. Okay, just because you've cleaned back here, because your parents have left some things for you, make sure you don't leave anything behind for your kids to carry too. And so can you see that it helps people reconcile, helps people heal now? And so as we look back, but we're going to take care of the present time too. So Siberian fir is like white fir on steroids, a little bit. A little bit more bang. Expects a little bit more out of you. And that's what I feel. So it's been an interesting week. I've been very reflective about what I do, how I do things. And it's just a natural thing that it does. It makes you do. And I want to reflect back and make sure that I'm not passing on some of the things that is not desirable for my kids. So we've done lots of different things, like let's revisit our budget and redo this, and get back on track of bedtime stories again, because we've been super busy, we haven't done any of it, and then I'm going to lose this time with the kids. And I thought, no, okay, they have to kind of step back, refresh, review, and then get back into the groove of where I used to be. And that's awesome, because I don't want my kids to see that when I am too tired they come last or whatever. I want them to have this memory that they're important to me, and whatever I can change in me is for their sake too. If I see something that's not good in them, I look at myself and say, okay, how can I fix this in me? And if I've discovered a solution, I will share that with them. And it helps invite you to see the perfection in every chapter of your life. So I know I talk about God a lot, but I just think that there's a reason for things to happen, right? Certain friends to be in your life, certain events that happen. And we actually, if we learn the lessons well, right, we show gratitude. We accept the lessons, and then it doesn't have to be repeated, right? And we heal from it, and it's resolved. So instead of wishing that nothing happens, nothing bad happens, these things happen with gratitude and learning from it, so then it doesn't become baggage, you see? It becomes valuable lessons. And then you pass on that gem to your children and family. So, sometimes if Siberian fir comes up, or like white fir used to come up for people, I invite people to maybe take a look at the childhood regression, right? And so I just put a link here for people if they're interested in learning the energy healing with faith technique, that it'll show you how to do that childhood regression. But that's pretty much it. It's just teaching you to have peace in a very specific way, right? When you're clearing out your baggage and you're okay with your life, what happened, and where you are, where you're heading, that cleans out baggage, that gives you peace today. Right. Anyone want to say anything, add anything to it? That's all I have to say.
Jade, what did you find out about hormone balancing there at the end of your handout?
It talks about the men's hormones. Yeah. So I don't know exactly how people did it, but apparently, you know, in the Essential Life book, it just says, you know, good for balancing men's hormone, rub it on your lower abs. And I thought, well, the reflex points is another place where I would put it too. So I added the ankles. Yeah, so that do foot zone therapy, they do a lot of ankle work for your sex organs. So it's just another option for everyone. If we want to help with hormone balancing, maybe it's a good one.
I like that it said for dry airways too, because I find like sometimes that's something that other things can't touch. You know, that's a harder. Sometimes that's a more aggravating thing to deal with. So that, and then I was happy to hear about the hormone balancing too, because people ask about that for men, and so that'll be helpful. You know, to use and to pass along. Oh, and the urinary thing, because I know several people that, you know, use geranium and stuff. So if they have, you know, they can use it together with it or whatever. So that's neat.
Yeah, geranium's awesome. And here's another option. Yeah, and this is chemistry. Look at all the different chemicals that are in there. It just does the job, and I like how doTERRA has everything that they use and they back it up. So at convention, Dr. Hill actually said we can use it internally, and that's great.
And cholesterol. This one has so many like different uses. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's awesome class. Yeah. Anyone else want to add anything about Siberian fir? All right, I think we're good. We'll just end the recording here and then we'll start our next class. Thank you, everyone.